What's going on, everybody? ScottJAw here, and tonight I'm going to be giving my first impressions on a new 2D platformer called Teslagrad from Rain Games. Now, this is currently on Steam, Desura, and GOG.com, I believe. But I'm just going to throw out my first gripe right off the bat. On the Steam page, it says they have partial and full controller support. When I go into custom, it's kind of broken. Can't really set up anything on my wireless Xbox controller. And I usually would not play a platformer with a keyboard. I'm a controller guy when it comes to platformers. You'll see I'm pushing up against a wall and I can't get past it. Then it goes into this little map glitch screen. That's what happens when I try to use the custom controller. So, I'm going to play the whole thing with the keyboard. Do not judge me. I admit fully I am no good on platformers with the WASD and would much rather be using a controller. The good thing is that the developer on the community page on Steam has taken note of the situation and they will be working on fixing the controller support. So I will more than likely put up a full Let's Play when that controller issue is fixed because I think I would probably break my keyboard if I had to play this full game on the keyboard. Now, if you notice, time has flown by and Heavy from Team Fortress 2 is now old with a Allfather on. And they're going to get the little boy. She's like, no, don't leave, little boy. And pretty much this whole entire first level is just a chance for you to get an idea about the controls. It's very linear. You're just running aimlessly, trying to get away from these babushka-wearing freaks and get to safety. So, let you watch this. And I failed, I fell. You would think a giant wooden windowsill falling on some dude's head would knock him out. Nope. This keeps going. And one thing I really do enjoy about this game, is probably my favorite thing about this game, is the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. It's like a mix of like old Russian or classical music. There's a little bit of metal in there, some electric music. It's a very, very good soundtrack, and if I'm talking about that, I have to touch base on the fact that it is completely hand-illustrated backgrounds. You can definitely tell the game looks gorgeous, and it's quite a fun game. I put probably 2 hours into it now, and I would recommend this game to anybody. You know, you see me on Steam playing it, everybody's asking. I was bitching about the controller support for a bit, but once I actually started getting into it and started, you know, being okay with the WASD, I really did enjoy the game quite a bit. So, giving 2 thumbs up on this one, and once the controller support is fixed, I will complete playing the game. I'm not going to go any further than I already am until that's fixed, because the part of the game where I'm at, it is kind of brutal with the WASD. You'll get some magic powers, which we'll see in a bit, and it's not fun. So just running, keep running. And that is me failing at using a keyboard. See, that dude up there is just waiting for me. They're pretty fast for being such big guys. I don't know if they're eating Wheaties or what. And it's cool because you don't take any fall damage, thankfully, because I just jump without being able to see anything. And you see Heavy's chasing me in the background. I took his sandwich. He's coming, he's pissed. We are now running into Tesla Tower, where the majority of the game takes place. Apparently he didn't make it over the drawbridge. You can see him up there, still chasing me. Now, I don't know if the people that used to live in the tower were all wiped out, I would assume, because they're laying dead. But you'll notice in the background there are little, like, instructions. There's no text in this game. No text, no lines or dialogue. It's completely visual. But if you pay attention to the walls or the surroundings, it does give you hints on how to play the game or how to get past certain areas. So when you're playing it, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for stuff like that. If not, you're going to be running around aimlessly trying to figure out what's going on, when all you had to do was look at the wall behind you and see some subtle little hint. So keep that in mind. Right there you see that dwarf looking guy using his Nintendo Power Glove to punch this, and he's blue, I use blue, and right there, one of the big draws of this game, most of the puzzles you have to use electricity and magnetics to get the puzzle solved. So it's pretty cool. You can get electrocuted or electrified, I guess, because you're not actually dying from electrocution, and use that as a way to like propel yourself up into the air, latch on to a red beam, and walk across a ravine or a pit or something. And you'll see that in a little bit. Fair enough. Simple, right? Okay, and these giant blue portal looking things are pure electricity, and you'll see these throughout the game. You can run up on these little flowers. They will level you up, I guess. I'm thinking Mario. They'll make it so that you can get into the portals and fly up. There's a ceiling up there, so it's not helping me out much. But we'll run into some of these too, where you have those electric barriers. You can't go down. You have to use your wits to get to where you need to be. And you'll see behind me, there is a little glove punching down. That tells me what I need to do. Now I just created a makeshift bridge. I'm going to go over here, and this little guy, if you'll see, he makes it so that I'm slightly magnified or electrified. I keep throwing those two words out. I don't know if blue is electricity and red is magnetics, but you get the point. And this little guy is carrying the secret. Opens it up for me. And this is pretty cool. You have to use your power to turn that block into a little elevator. 2 blues equal like a negative current, so it'll propel you up. Same thing with reds. If you have 2 reds, they're gonna be drawn together, opposed to the blue and the red, which act as a disruptor. And I don't know shit about science or math, 2 bad subjects, but it sounds like it makes sense to me, so I'm just gonna stick with that. And there you'll see one of the bad guys in here. It's a giant multi-eyed black monster. We run into some of those guys later on, and they are a pain in the ass. Especially in this game, it's kind of weird. It's like a Metroidvania, but there's no actual like battle, at least from what I've played. And like I said, I played about 2 hours of the game, and there is no battling anybody. See, I can't get over there. Looks like Starry Night. Alright, so we gotta punch this little slug and use him to get that, I keep pressing S and punch. You gotta use him to get that red bar down. I turned him blue, the portal brought him up, and now a little bridge fell down for me, so. And I was having a little bit of trouble here. Didn't realize I had to go over here and, you know, do this. He's red. I should probably turn the actual block red, but I haven't figured that one out yet. And I'm adding all commentary in after the fact that I played the game, for the simple fact that this game and playing it on a keyboard and not a controller, it is kind of nail-biting. So I wasn't even going to try doing live commentary on this one. There we go. It kind of makes it like a springboard. When he comes over, it'll bring me up. Okay, and I go over here, and I should have actually used that as a Silver Surfer-esque surfboard. Now, one good thing about this game, if you do mess up on a puzzle, all you have to do is go back to the previous screen or previous, you know, stage, whatever you want to call it, and you can restart it. So, see, this thing is flying me over there, pops down here, and now I can use it as an elevator up. Okay, so it just gave me an opening, and this is pretty cool. I gotta hit him, he pops you up there, you use that as like a little walkway. Now, if you run into these guys, it is gonna drag you right into that electric current. So it's kind of difficult jumping over them. I kind of feel like I'm playing like a Nintendo game because it's very timing based in this game as well as the electrics and the magnetics and everything, and puzzles. So it's, you get a bang for your buck on this game. There's quite a few different aspects of it that make it very fun to play. And the whole time, like, playing and everything, and even while I'm recording this, watching the gameplay, I cannot wait until the controller support is fixed, because I will play this game to completion. I haven't really been impressed with the platformer in a very long time, probably since Limbo. Limbo was probably the last platformer that I played that I was like, wow, this game is freaking amazing. But that's kind of how I feel about Teslagrad right now. Just the art style, the soundtrack, the puzzles. There are, like, later in the game, the puzzles do become quite difficult, and it's kind of rage-inducing when you're trying to figure stuff out and you just have no clue what to do. Or, like that, you keep running into electric platforms. But it's all worth it. Just, it's fun. It's nice to have a game that is actually fun to play, and it's not too easy or just brutal for the sake of being brutal, which some games tend to do now, just to get that, I guess, like, old school vibe to it. That he just popped me up there. I mean, look at that background. It looks awesome. Alright, so there's no way I can go down here. I'm gonna need to go back and try to figure out what to do to get over this little ravine. And I can almost guarantee you it is gonna involve, oh, it's not going to involve falling into electricity, but it is going to involve using this as Silver Surfer board and flying. Yep. There you go. Alright, and even if you look right here, it kind of tells you what's coming up. And we are to our first boss fight. Now it looks pretty ominous. You have fire to your right, you have electricity to your left, and this giant, like, scrap metal, I don't even know what that is, like a oven or something? Like a trash bin where you burn your trash? I don't know, but it looks scary. And you basically need to electrify, I just made that up, electrify a block so that it goes into his mouth. After it gets stuck in there, he will shoot fire. Now, it's kind of difficult because the whole time he's shooting fire at you, the whole time these blocks are coming, you have to avoid getting pushed over to the right by the blocks. You have to avoid the electric fence on the left, and just pray that you're fast enough so that when he starts breathing fire, you can get over to that electricity and not run into it. You have to actually keep hitting the left button on your keyboard, or you're just going to fly over to the right due to that conveyor belt underneath you. So it was very good, you know, good planning on part of the devs for this boss. It's fairly simple, but while you're playing it, you are kind of pulling your hair out just to try to stay alive because there's so many different things going on at once. So I'm just going to let this finish out without talking too much about it. You can see what's going on. And you think he's going to get burned up right there. Then he starts throwing a temper tantrum, pushing everything around. It's making you go over towards that fire quicker. Alright, get in there. See these blocks? They're almost pushing me out of the way. And listen to that menacing background music. It's, I don't know. I know I'm probably like fawning over this game and just, I haven't really talked so highly of a game in a while, besides Team Fortress 2, of course. But I thoroughly enjoy this game, and I'm glad to be showing these first impressions on this. The last one I did, I wasn't impressed, and I felt kind of bad afterward for just, you know, bashing a game, but this makes me happy. Get in there. There we go. We beat it. Look, he looks like he's straining. Okay, so if you'll notice on the fan, there are some more hints about what we're going to see right now. And I'm going to end this in a few minutes, but I wanted to show this part of it off too, because it is super cool. You'll notice the first weapon or power-up we got was that electromagnetic glove. This one is the second. It's a pair of boots that kind of lets you teleport, which is super cool. You'll notice these guys in their cages, and you hit the up key, or the up arrow on your keyboard, and you can kind of teleport pretty fast. What we're going to do is go through this cage with Homeboy in it. He comes over, he's pretty mad. This cage is broken over on the left, so I have to wait for him to get close, teleport through, and hightail it the hell out of there before he turns around. And these little black monsters are pretty quick. Maybe it's because they have 43 eyes. Now just imagine me, no keyboard using platformer guy, trying to use the direction keys, the spacebar button to jump, and the arrow keys. Going crazy. I can't even use my Nostromo on it. So I'm using like 2 hands on my keyboard. But once the controller support comes out, I will raise this up to a must-buy. Look at him. He wants my flesh bad. He's just waiting. I don't know. I know I'm supposed to go through that, but I don't know what's over there. And there's no way for me to find out, so I'm playing it safe. Luckily... Aw, jeez. Alright. He got to eat me. We'll do it better this time around. I mean, how cool does that look when he's teleporting like that? Okay, so you see what you have to do, and I think I'm going to end it in a second, but we're going to electrocute or magnify one of the blocks, get past this little bastard, and then we are home free. Now you still have to get past him to get down there, which is a bit of a chore. And this is what happens when you do it too fast. You end up on the other side, having to replay it. But, so, that's about it. Thank you for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.